So guys, right now Bitcoin is taking a hit, altcoins are taking a hit. We've been anticipating this dip if you've been following my videos on this YouTube channel. And overall, I want to talk about the price action around Bitcoin, what we've been seeing, what we could be expecting in the next few weeks, how it's going to have an effect on altcoins and a different perspective in the space on this 2024 crypto bull cycle. But if you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content, intermediate trader, documenting my journey since 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, documenting my journey, and keeping you guys updated on the macro events of what's going on so you guys can capitalize on the markets. But other than that, let's go ahead and jump into it. So guys, go follow me on X. I'm trying to get monetized on X as well as on this YouTube channel, so go show me some love. I'm starting to show a little bit more about my live personal perspective on things, and overall just pushing out more content. So go show me the love on there, _PlayboyG on X. But other than that, guys, price action around Bitcoin, we've been following a specific pattern that we've been seeing since mid-August. Justin Bennett talked a little bit about this pattern, and this is where we pretty much got this price action. Since mid-August, we have been closing out at a specific region. We see a deviation point, and then from there we sweep that specific region that we closed out on, and then we deviate, rinse, and repeat. We drew out this pattern about 2 days ago, and as you can see, it's actually coming into fruition based off of what was fueling this whole rally, which was perps and futures. Justin Bennett talked about how based off of how that was fueling this, we could have been seeing a deviation, and I've been talking about it since Friday, and a lot of people have just been super bullish, but you guys need to keep up with macro events so that you can have an understanding of where we're going. Overall, we're still in the midst of crazy great gains with Bitcoin, altcoin season still needs to start, but keeping up with the price action around Bitcoin is going to let you know exactly what's happening and how it's having an effect on altcoins. Right now, there's a lot of different perspectives on how everyone believes we're breaking out of this specific region that you're seeing based off of where we were at back in July, how we were crossing that specific consolidation zone. Justin Bennett talks about, though, how everyone is talking about this specific Bitcoin higher highs. He says it's still the same range since July, and we haven't had enough cushion to break out potentially. So he says it's getting closer, but Bitcoin hasn't broken anything yet. I'm sure someone will argue this point with the trend line from the all-time high showing a marginal breakout, but I can draw the same level many different ways to show many different things. The range above doesn't lie. I'm not insinuating we test the range low, but it does suggest that longing 68 to 69K as we were calling for was always a bad idea. And right now, guys, people are talking about how we're creating, higher lows, higher highs, and since we are doing that, we are on the verge of a huge rip up, which is, bullish based off of the price action around Bitcoin. But based off of this region, we still haven't actually potentially broke out, and until we see that price action, we won't see, that huge rip up to those all-time highs of where we were seeing back in July. Also, on top of that, Justin Bennett talks about how markets usually de-risk ahead of the U.S. presidential election, now just 14 days away. Combine this with everything that he's discussed, open interest at July highs, Wells trimming longs, last week's perp-driven rally with the futures, and you can see why he's been anticipating a pullback from Bitcoin and ETH. And that's why I've been talking about it on this YouTube channel as well. You can get caught up in all the hype and what everyone's talking about in the crypto markets, but keeping up with actual people that are going to be real with you, like how I am, documenting my journey, keeping you guys updated with the macro events, showing you guys my portfolio and everything like that. You guys got to keep up with the realization of actually what's going on in the markets and what you could be potentially seeing. Now, this shouldn't, demotivate you. You should just anticipate that there's going to be dips, and you could be seeing that with altcoins. Miles Dutcher gives his perspective on the markets and Bitcoin right now. He goes in and says, Bitcoin update, normal cooldown after a big 18% move into the range high with those perps and futures. Technically, although this is another rejection, the temporary breach of the previous highs and series of higher lows gives me some confidence that structure is shifting from a downtrend to an uptrend. And that's what Justin Bennett was talking about, how everyone thinks that we're, shifting. But until we see that, price break out from those July ranges, we aren't going to see that huge rip up. He says in terms of support, 66,400 is an important structural level to hold in the short term if we want to continue to push higher. Let's monitor the daily close. If lost, the path becomes a bit trickier and likely extends the timeline until an all-time high attempt back to that 72,000 range, but likely gives us some great buying opportunities, which at the end of the day, guys, these dips, you should be grateful for them. You should be, you know, taking advantage, dollar cost averaging, and buying more of your conviction plays, because the more you can get into the markets whenever we're consolidating, the higher you're going to have exponential. Macro wise, I'm still not anticipating Bitcoin to make its all-time high attempt until post-election, which is what exactly Justin Bennett was talking about when the markets usually de-risk ahead against the US presidential election. So everyone still has that same perspective around how we're going to be seeing this choppy sideways trade action until post-election. Until then, things are likely to remain a bit choppy. Overall, my plan, his plan, macro outlook hasn't changed, using dips as a chance to stack high conviction alts and remaining adaptive on lower time frames. So guys, we are seeing higher lows and higher highs, but we still haven't broke out of that price region back in July. And based off of those specific things and specific indicators that Justin Bennett is talking about, you know, with pretty much open interest in July highs, well trimming longs, last week's perp driven rally with the futures, you know, we honestly need to see exactly some price action around Bitcoin before we can make that bold claim that we're going to be shooting to the all-time highs. Even Miles Dutcher believes that we're going to be chopping sideways. So you guys need to be anticipating that these next 2 weeks, potentially next 4 weeks, we're going to be chopping sideways until we see that huge rip up. Now, there is events that are happening this week. I talked about it in yesterday's video. And you guys got to keep up with these events just because they do have an effect on the overall markets in the US markets, and also, you know, different events around the China markets and stuff like that. But overall, they have an effect on the markets, which has an effect on liquidity, and then from there Bitcoin, and then from there altcoins. So right now, we already had the Monday Fed speakers Kashkara Schmid daily meeting, which was around the China markets. Tuesday, as tomorrow, earnings around Verizon, General Motors, and GE Aerospace. Economic data, Richmond Fed Manufacturing Survey. Fed speakers, Harker. Wednesday, earnings from Tesla, IBM, Boeing, AT&T, and Coca-Cola. And then on top of that, we're going to get economic data from existing home sales. On Thursday, we have earnings from UPS, American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, economic data, jobless claims, flash PMI surveys, new home sales. All these big things, guys, are going to have a big effect on the markets. And like I said, that correlates with Bitcoin and everything. Friday, earnings, Colgate, Palmolive, probably saying that wrong, New York Community Bank, and then economic data, durable good orders, and consumer sentiment. So overall, guys, we have some big events happening in the week, and this is also going to have an effect on the markets. Usually when stocks pump, Bitcoin might take a hit, and altcoins also take that hit. So you got to keep all of this in mind. In terms of altcoins, though, guys, we are still on the verge of crazy gains. Mustache says he feels sorry for those who will be on the sidelines when Total 2 breaks out here soon. 2017 and 2021 in the making, in his opinion. And you can see the 2017 rip up, and then you can see the 2021 rip up. We are more likely related to the parabolic curve in 2017 based off of the sideways price action that we've been seeing. But at the end of the day, we're on the verge of crazy gains. He says, as often said, dips are for buying. All dips are truly gifts. He'll retweet this here again in the next few weeks, because even him, even though he's super bullish around Bitcoins, he still understands that we are going to be chopping for the next few weeks. And you guys got to see these patterns of what everyone is talking about in the markets. And on top of that, combine that with the price action around Bitcoin, what's fueling the rally. And then from there, you can have a strong understanding of what's currently going on and feel more committed around altcoins. Altcoins have been taking a hit, guys. Let me go ahead and just pull up the overall crypto markets and pretty much what we've been seeing with altcoins. Overall, if we look at my portfolio, and this isn't completely updated with all my coins, if you look at the 7 daily, altcoins are taking a huge rip. They had some massive gains, but then they just kind of returned everything back into the market, like how we said with this rally, starting to deviate back lower. So you need to take advantage of these times, guys. One of my highest conviction plays is Condex, and it's up for the 7 days, 8.8%. I'm proud of myself on that. Made some huge allocations, and I'm also going to be updating on that just because it's looking quite nice for me. But overall, guys, you need to be taking advantage of this time. A quick synopsis of everything that's going on. First of all, go show your boys some love on X_PlayboyG. I'm trying to get monetized on there, as well as this YouTube channel. Drop me a like, comment, subscribe. Overall, guys, Bitcoin price action, we've been following it since this pattern, since mid-August. Overall, we close out a specific region, deviate, sweep that specific region, deviate, and then rinse and repeat. We have drawn out this pattern these past 3-4 days, and it's actually starting to come into fruition, and it's just because of what is fueling this, the perps and futures. Justin Bennett speaks on pretty much the perspectives on how everyone is talking about we're jumping out of this range since, you know, July, matching those highs, but honestly we haven't matched those specific all-time highs, and everyone's talking about specific trend lines, but we got to keep up with that price action to really determine where we are going. He also talks about how markets usually de-risk ahead of the US presidential election. So guys, more than likely we're going to be chopping sideways. I'm going to still keep you guys updated with the price action around Bitcoin and altcoins and things you should be taking advantage of like crypto sectors, but overall we could be seeing trade action chopping sideways. Miles Dutcher has the same perspective around Bitcoin. He feels a little bit more bullish just because we're creating more, you know, higher lows and higher highs. But at the end of the day, until we break out of that specific region, we are, you know, just retesting and from there consolidating and waiting until we have that huge rip up. We have huge events coming out throughout this week based around huge companies as well as specific data that is going to have an effect on the markets. On top of that, guys, altcoins, we're on the verge of crazy gains and specific patterns that we've been seeing from 2017 and 2021. But guys, right now is the time where you have to diamond hand your conviction plays, keep dollar cost averaging into your conviction plays, and overall stay committed into the markets. Like how I said, you need to keep up with the price action around Bitcoin. It's really going to give you an understanding of what's going on. Not only that, you need to understand what's fueling the price action around Bitcoin so you can have an understanding if we're going to be consolidating, deviating lower, or having a rip up. Keep up with the events happening in the specific weekly, you know, basis, like how I just showed you. On top of that, compare different perspectives to have an understanding of what could be potentially happening in the next few weeks. I think we're going to be chopping sideways. I get paid this week, so I'm going to be jumping more, allocating more money into specific coins. I'll probably give an update on my portfolio this week, so stay tuned, guys. Overall, though, that is currently what's going on in the crypto markets. We have a whole ton of price action around Bitcoin going on. We have been anticipating this deviation point, and if you guys have been following my YouTube channel, you guys would have already known around this deviation point, as well as if you're following specific traders. But overall, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. Intermediate trader, documenting my journey since 2023, keeping you guys updated on the macro event, showing you guys my wins, my losses, my crypto portfolio, and how you guys can be profitable in the crypto space. Overall, though, I plan on being someone different in the crypto markets, show you guys what actually matters and not fill your head with a whole bunch of fluff. At the end of the day, we're on the verge of crazy gains, but you need to keep up with all these macro events, price action, and exactly the sentiment in the markets. Other than that, though, I do appreciate all the support you guys are showing me on this YouTube channel. I'm going to keep dropping daily content to keep you guys updated on the markets, as well as just give you guys a different perspective other than all these huge calls and influencers and everything else in between. But other than that, guys, drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about my channel. Also, show me love on X, guys. Trying to get monetized on X as well as this YouTube channel. So we got to spread the word. We got to spread the message. Got to like, comment, subscribe, guys. I'm going to keep saying it. But overall, I do appreciate all the support you guys are showing me. I'm going to keep you guys updated on the markets, keep up with all that price action, and anticipate some deviations. But overall, take advantage of these dips, guys, because dips are for buying. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.